Hello, everybody. I'm here for our second interview with John Wagner, who's gone through most of his program with us. And what we're going to be talking about today is really relevant to a lot of Americans, a lot of people in the world, anxiety and how crippling it can be. And John has had amazing results working through his anxiety. And feeling like now he has a lot more control over his emotional, mental experience, as well as the practical things in his life, like his business. So thanks, John, for being available for us today. And Alicia was his lead practitioner, and she conducted two of the main therapies that made the most difference, which we call them emotional release, which is releasing the stored emotions that actually get stuck in our body and our nervous system that continue to signal our brain. That's why we continue to feel and struggle with the same kinds of emotions and thoughts. And the second one is our belief switches, which gets to the root cause of all of our emotions and thoughts and the decisions that we make in life. It's kind of at the root of our brain and why it thinks and does what it does. So John, share with us, what were the issues and the challenges that you were having in your life before you came to the program? What did your life look and feel like? What were the problems?
So I was having extreme anxiety, panic attacks, and then it ultimately led to depression. And it was really debilitating. I really lost interest in everything that I love to do. Even when I would, like snow skiing or fly fishing, whatever, I would have an anxiety of, having stomach problems or even dying. And it would basically, I lost interest in doing it.
Wow. Those are some bold statements, and unfortunately there's a lot of people that can identify with your story. So thanks
Definitely.
for being willing to share it. What else had you done to try to solve the problems before our programs?
So I was, showing a lot of physical symptoms in my digestion, and I, went to the medical doctors several different times, and to get the answers of there's nothing wrong with you, and my body was telling me that there was something wrong, and so I just kept reaching out to different people, and meditating and exercise and all those kind of things helped, but they never really getting to that root of the issue.
I like what you said. Most of the clients that walk through our doors have tried everything, have certainly been to the conventional doctors or the conventional psychologists, whatever the mainstream medicine is, and even holistic doctors, and they still, they either get the answer that nothing's wrong with you, your lab tests are normal, or they get the answer like, here's this perfect diet or pill or supplement, and it just doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't identify the root cause, doesn't solve it. And so that's a very common story that we hear from our clients. And that's what we do. We solve the root cause first. So why was this program the missing link for you? Why did it work when these other things fail?
Because they went right to the root of the issue. Because based on some of the information that I've learned, it comes down to our commentary, the story we keep telling ourselves on a daily basis, and that really, with the work that I've done, it really made me a lot more aware of the commentary that was going on in my head, and it showed basically the negativity that I was continuing to think on a daily basis, and I wasn't having that optimistic view on life and on my body, and I was just continuing to worry about what was going on. And by changing these beliefs, by taking layers off of the the emotions and so forth, was able to get me to see what I was doing wrong, basically, in my thinking.
That's awesome. Alicia, do you want to share anything at this point about your journey with him and why you chose to accept him? Like when somebody walks through the doors and says, my gosh, like I have anxiety, I have depression, I have all these things, it can be really intimidating, but you see that on a daily basis. Is there anything you want to share about your approach as we start diving into the details of the program that you went through.
Yeah, so just when I see that someone has the anxiety and they're triggered by life and can't move past those things, I actually get excited about what's possible for those, for my clients, because I've seen the transformation that's taken place, and they really start to get their life like they've never had it before. So for John, I could see that he was very motivated to get past what was there for him and excited about what was possible. And so we just dove in and, got started. So as he was saying, there's kind of the layers. Oh, I have this belief about myself. And as I just do the work to make that basically disappear, then it takes away some of those cobwebs that happen in the brain. You've got all of these thoughts, running around, and you don't know which way to go. And I know what I want, and I can't get there. And I just have all this anxiety. My body doesn't feel good. How do I get past that? So we just started working on those layers, one layer at a time. And as we did that, it's just like opening up more space for more clarity, to be able to hear what's going on and to take responsibility in your life, and just keep walking the walk of being able to overcome the things that have been stopping him. So and I love to see those results. It's just mind-blowing to me, and I get very excited. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think you said something important. John was ready, and he was motivated and willing to do something about it. And really,
yes.
The clients that work best for us are the ones that are willing to be 100% responsible with their lives, not in victim mode, but like they are, the pain of what's going on is greater than the pain it will take to change. And so they are willing to do whatever it takes, and they are devoted and committed and get through our programs. And, we get asked about our success rate all the time. And it's like, our graduates are successful. Like, there's just no way to go about that.
Yeah.
So that's great. John, what resistance did you have to knowing that you had all the power and control over your life and these experiences, and that you had the tools basically in our program to do something about it? Usually that's confronting to people.
Yeah, so I was always kind of looking outside of myself to figure out what was wrong with me, what was causing the issue. And, the resistance that I had is that, I believed that it was something outside of me. And I was always searching for, maybe if I make more money, maybe if I move somewhere different, changing my environment, so those sort of things. When I realized that it was from within, there was, the little bit of resistance, and because it's kind of scary when you're when you realize that you're actually causing the problem. That actually kind of gave me more anxiety when I learned that I was actually causing the problem, and I was feeling that I was really being controlled by something else, whether it be something inside of me or something outside of me. And that's where my resistance was.
Yep, and I love what you said. It is scary and really confronting when you realize you're creating your experience,
right?
Internal and external, like, and you're responsible for it. Oh, that can be really heavy and really like confronting. But on the other side, it's like you have the key.
Yep.
We're standing here like, you're holding the key. It's you. Right. And when people get that, oh my gosh, like these things they've been dealing with their whole life, they felt so stuck by, it just opens up and they're like, oh, it's just easy fixes, So good job for you.
Right. We make simple things very, very big. We blow them up to be astronomical when they're really small. It's like one of the biggest things I realized too is that you don't need to take on your whole life right now, because that can cause some fear and anxiety in anybody when you try to solve everything right now. And you just need to take smaller steps, take a deep breath, and realize that, that your big dream is gonna, you can have that big dream, but the path to get there is going to be a lot different than what you got going on in your mind. So it's just take a step forward and see where it takes you, and really always, feel the things that make you feel good and go in that direction.
That's cool. And it sounds like common sense, but it's,
Right.
it's hard to do those things. And in our programs, people really discover what it's like to actually feel and think and do those things as a natural self-expression, not as something, I know I need to do it, I know I need to do it. So there was great wisdom in what you just said, and I really got that the wisdom sunk in, and you're living and being it naturally instead of trying to force it and change this life and stress yourself out,
Right. We have this sense that we want to be in control, and we don't need to be in control of every little detail. We have a path, and things just happen the way they happen, and we just need to learn to flow with that, with life. Because if you look at nature, that's what it does. There's nothing that is controlling it. It's just flowing.
I love one of the results you told us is that you feel more in control of your life.
Definitely.
So it's interesting, being out of control and feeling more in control. It's front of the hand, back of the hand, so to speak. What are some of the other changes, like the biggest changes that you experienced in our program in your life?
I would say that I just have a lot more confidence in moving forward, and knowing that everything is okay. There's ups and downs, and that's just part of being human.
That's great. That's huge. Alicia, is there anything you want to share about, the results you saw John produce in the program? I thought some of the powerful things that you were sharing with me earlier, were that, as he dives into the root cause of these thoughts and emotions and these experiences he has, and they begin to dissipate and fall away like the cobwebs, that now he can understand, he can be in reality in such a way that he can take new actions with ease. So share a little bit more about your journey with John and how quick or slow he achieved those results.
So as he's going through the program, I could see, as I said earlier, again, there's those layers, so some of the layers disappear, and then he can really start seeing clearly, okay, these are the actions that I can take. And then something else shows up, and, we work through that with his belief switches, and it clears up more space, and he had more clarity. Okay, so this is the direction I can go. Oh, look, this is what I'm doing. Oh, let's look at that area. And so it just got him more and more present to what's happening and what's not working and what's working in his life and the direction that he wants to go. And where before, he was very stopped from past memories and past experiences that he had, whether to him or he had taken himself, that, he really wanted to go in a direction and couldn't because of those memories that weren't complete for him. And I really saw him just be able to have peace with those memories and live his life now. Would you say that's so, John? Yes,
definitely.
So, awesome. And for viewers, what I'm hearing in layman's terms, because you speak a new language here, is that there were a lot of past memories and stuff that happens right in all of our lives, that the impacts of those were still present today. It's like baggage.
Yeah.
And that now you're totally at peace with your past, which allows you to just move forward now. As if it never happened, maybe, or as if you could rewrite your story, whatever. Like you're totally powerful now, like you're totally freed up now. And let's talk a little bit more, you say unlayering, right? But people may not know what that means. So would you mind sharing like some of the beliefs? What were those layers that were causing the anxiety and depression? What were those beliefs that you uncovered were driving it all? Just some of them so the viewers can have an idea.
So you asking John?
Either one of you. Yeah, John, do you remember some of your beliefs? What were they specifically?
Sorry, I thought you were asking Alicia. So some of that I can remember. One big one for me was in control of myself, in control of my life, being successful, being equipped, being lovable. That's all I can remember off the top of my head. There was 9 of them that I've went through so far.
That's great.
I think confidence may have been one.
Yeah, only 9 beliefs. And you already have experienced, the shifts, which are really cool. And it's an ongoing journey.
Right.
But that's really awesome. So, for our viewers, when your brain, before the age of 6, you make up this belief about yourself and it's sealed forever. And, if you believe that you're unlovable or that you're a failure or that you're a victim and you have no control to change something or to respond in an appropriate way, that's a whole mindset that's going to have you not have the courage to take certain actions, it just impacts your intimate relationships, your communication, your peace of mind. And so when you actually get your brain to believe the truth, I am successful, I am in control of myself and my life, I am lovable because I'm a human being, you actually change the entire context through which you see everything. Yourself, the world around you, every single relationship, every single conversation, and it just naturally opens up ways to be more courageous, ways to be more bold, ways to be more, risky and adventurous because that's successful, like confidence. It just opens up a whole new peace of mind or whatever it is that the goal is. So thanks for allowing us to get a hone into kind of some of the details. And you did talk about one other thing, and then we'll wrap up, that one of your favorite therapies in the program was the emotional release. So tell us a little, like, what did you experience with releasing those stored emotions?
So I just
concept, by the way, to most people, so it'll be valuable to hear your insight.
Yeah, so I've it's just interesting to when I get the emotional release protocols, it's interesting some of the information that's in there that I haven't shared anything with you guys. So it's really awesome to know that you're able to see these energies that are stored in the body, and by releasing them, it just frees up weight. It frees up that energy that can cause symptoms in the body, and it takes them away. So it's just freeing up the energy to create new energy in that place. And yeah.
That's
and it's
cool.
just,
And did you, as a man, a lot of men might think, oh, emotional, that's a feminine woo-woo thing. How was your experience as a man doing emotional release?
So the very first one was like I definitely felt more on the first one of the belief switch and the emotional release. I think it was kind of getting the ball rolling. I felt the most emotions at that time. And as far as being a manly man, that all that is ego, and I feel confident in my skin as being a man, being emotional. That's just part of being human, and it can be uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's just something that you learn to grow with. That's part of growing, and the emotional release is just pulled some weight off.
That's really great. And for people who don't know about that technology, we teach people how to identify emotions in their body because there's a chemical reaction that goes on. There are actual proteins in the body. And we teach each person how to feel that and how to let that go and release it. It's very simple. We stimulate the central nervous system by stimulating the spinal column as we have people just focus on letting it go. And we teach people to let go of these emotions within minutes. And so what John's talking about, like, it takes up energy. Like, yeah, it's really draining if you have anxiety coursing through your body all the time. Of course you're going to be tired, And when your body actually can metabolize and break down those proteins and you sweat them out or you pee them out or you poop them out, you detox them just like any other substance, literally it creates more energy for other things in life because your body isn't constantly making and fighting and receiving signals from those molecules. So it really does create a lot more simplicity and space in your brain just to think, and space in your nervous system just to stay in balance, in tune, instead of constantly producing adrenaline or, like feeling all of these negative emotions. So thanks for sharing that experience. Is there anything else, John, you want viewers to know about the program?
So I think that some of the bigger takeaways that I've gotten as well that I don't think I've said at this point, it's really being true to yourself. And it's learning to go for what you want and not take the easy road all the time. I think that that's a lot of what humans do is they take the easy path or what they think is the easy path, path of least resistance. And it's not always easy that way, especially when it comes to finances or relationships. Because there's something better on the other side. If it's not working for you at this time, there's something that needs to be done as far as growth. So it gave me that sense of not necessarily but control, but just the belief and the awareness that taking the easy way isn't always best. So and then it just creates coherence in the body to where your body can work better with your mind and show up better and more powerfully for your life.
That's great. It looks like Alicia has dropped off the call, but we're at the end. So, what I want to say is thank you, John, so much for sharing your story, about how you've overcome anxiety and depression and all those other things you listed. Good job getting through our rigorous program. And I hope that our viewers really take to heart John's wisdom and also get that it's possible. I remember my first conversation with you, John, and you didn't know if there was hope at the beginning. I mean, it was a very heart-wrenching conversation hearing your story and what you were dealing with. And, it is for every person that I come in contact with, but it's so cool to see you on the other side, yep, another success story. It really is possible. So good job to you. And Alicia, since you're back with us, is there anything else you want the viewers to know about our programs or these tools or what's possible?
Yeah, so I want you to know, everybody who's watching and listening, that it really is possible to get past where you've been stuck. I've been there, done that myself, been very stuck. Yes. Like having a conversation, even in this interview, I wouldn't have been able to talk before doing this work for myself. And you really can get unstuck. Your relationships can look differently. Your life can look differently. And you can have what you're looking for. So please, set up a free consult with us and we'll take a look at what's available for you and see if you're a good fit and get you started. So thank you so much for taking the time to hear what we have to say and listen to John's story and just engage with this. So you can comment below and, talk about it or message us or give us a call. So.
Yeah, thanks, Alicia. And, you know, we've been doing these tools for a long time, 10 going on 11 years. And this is what we've given our life to. I mean, it's our purpose and passion. It's we live and breathe and think this stuff, and it's fuel for us to be able to help, you know, each person. It just fills us up so much. So
yes, it does.
We've been there, done that. Bought the T-shirt, and we're excited to share this with you.
There's one last thing I want to say. Just came to my mind. Have patience throughout the process, because when you start taking the layers off, you may feel like you're going backwards, and that's okay. Just have patience and just keep working through it.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for the viewers for watching. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you.